Gojo can grow back hands like a lizard. Who knew? Let's draw it. Landscape page, pencil eraser, hit pause if I go too fast. This has only been done in the manga, but there's a few anime reference images, so I might draw on them as well. So let's go. Landscape page, pencil eraser, hit pause if I go too fast. So head, bit small, right? Tilted back, so I'll probably have to zoom in. And we'll go with anime eyelashes rather than the manga, because he just draws them in. So up here, and his 3/4 pose, so one eye is like hidden. So let's see what we can do, bros. So we'll go diagonal, bros and sisters, diagonal, and then down that way, sort of slanted down. And then I guess we'll add the, yeah, it's kind of like a flat eye because we're kind of like looking up at him. So we'll just go there, right? Okay, so that's like your eye, your general eye shape. And then we'll go eyelashes, right? And we'll add a few of these. So they're quite long. Okay, so like a cluster of them at the front of his eye, and then they start to go back this way. Maybe a bit of a gap. And then we'll add a few back here. Difficult to do when they're so small. But if your pencil is fine enough, you should be okay. Right, so his iris, so he's looking down at us because he's the honored one. So we'll go half circle. About there, and like a real intense, like just a dot for a pupil, kind of. Right, like that. And then we'll put some eyelashes here as well, maybe. Just this kind of thing. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with for the eye. Roughly. So there is some eyelid lines kind of in behind the sort of eyelashes, kind of just coming down this way. One or two of them. And then his eyebrows up quite high. Maybe like just coming back here. Just kind of curving around the forehead area there. We'll add a section that we can color in purple. And down. For his nose sort of area. He has like loads of scratches on his face and stuff from the fight. But I'll kind of add them all together maybe at once. So his other eye is hidden behind his nose. So let's try that. So sort of beside this and like just over from his eyebrow bit, we'll just do this kind of curved line there. It's like the bridge of his nose area. And then it comes up this way, because his head is like tilted way back, and then so we can draw it sort of relatively pointy. Yeah, we'll draw it a bit pointier than the manga maybe. Going back that way maybe. just the corner of his nose, kind of like that. So 2 little lines. It kind of looks like a upside down Y, letter Y or something. And then his nostril, just there. So at the top of this nose line, we can see his other eyebrow right now. It's like half the size of this one because this side of his head is turned away. Right, so you're in 3/4 pose. Basically means you can only see 3/4 of his face. So 1/4 is missing. So that's half the size of that, basically. So his other eye, drawn in sort of kind of hidden on the manga one, but we got to draw it in a bit more. Right, so just a little hook down that way for the bottom. And then we'll add some eyelashes. We'll try and add some eyelashes. We'll do our best. Maybe an eyelid line, just maybe roughly going that way. And then some of his iris is visible behind the nose. And we don't want to overdo it. So what would be, let's see, just like the top of it maybe. In there. You can't really see pupils or anything, but maybe just like a little suggestion of something there. But you could just color that like bright blue, because I doubt the pupil is actually visible there. Right, and then sort of from here you got like his sort of brow area just comes down behind his eye. And then his cheek. So his head's kind of turned maybe, so we'll just add his eyelid. And then his cheek will come out from behind his nose. Now in the manga it's a little bit different. It's like you can see more cheek, but I kind of like this pose a bit better. Kind of makes more sense for the eye in my opinion. And then his forehead goes quite sharply back this way. Okay, his mouth. So big, smiling mouth. Teeth exposed. So that's underneath the nose, right? We'll start here. Curved line. Tiny little mouth at first. But then we'll make it bigger. And we'll curve it up on the end because he's got a big smile here. And then, right, so his mouth is open. So it's like a shadow here. And then his bottom lip kind of comes across. This way. And then there. Shadow in the corner for where like his teeth would be. And then there's a shadow for the underneath of his teeth as well. So you can just see like, I guess we're basically looking at like the roof of his mouth in here. And then his bottom lip. So his chin, so we're looking at like where his neck and chin sort of join together. So it's a bit trickier to draw than we normally would. Center line for his head is here, right? And then we come down to the center of his neck and his chest there. But the side of his face will come down just beside, it'll dip in towards the mouth and then go back out for the chin. Now it's a little bit tricky to get that, because you're real tight to the mouth there. But take your time. And then this curves around. And it kind of goes down his neck. It kind of joins his neck as well as his jaw, right? So it's a little bit different to what we're used to. So say his jaw is kind of in line with the chin, sort of across here, right? So if you did just like a diagonal, slightly diagonal that way, and then the jaw goes up towards his ear. Now you can see like Adam's apple and necklines and all this kind of thing. So say like if you went Adam's apple there, and then there's like the underneath of his neck drawn in also, kinda. And again, it's all just sort of suggested. Okay, right, so his earlobe joins his ear here. And he's got like a little V for his hair where it starts, just at the top of the ear. It's like his sideburn area. And his ear comes down that way. And the head is tilted, that's why the ear's so low. Back of his neck, quite strong sort of neck, so I'll go that way. And then we got neck muscles and stuff, so usually coming from the jaw you got one. That way. And then ear lines, like so. Okay. So his hairline comes up around from here, and you just do this kind of zigzag. Coming around. Here. And then it's like all wavy hair coming out from there. So let's go for it now. So let's say coming around here. All sorts of little spikes and stuff. Big Gojo hair. I'm probably going to go bigger than the manga even. down behind his neck then. And maybe we'll go for a bit of texture as well. Okay, so that hand kind of got lots of smoke coming out of it, it looks like. Or maybe it's energy, like blue sort of energy chakra stuff. We'll get maybe his torso in and his body, right? So he's got that black t-shirt on. So we'll go sort of around for the collar here first. Just around the back of his neck, right? This kind of bumps down there. And there might be a rim to that, I'm not sure. And we'll go trapezius muscle there. It's kind of smaller because it's, so like, this muscle always goes into the center of your chest, just. So say like there, your collarbones on us, if, you know, normal humans, not like jacked bodybuilders. They have chest muscles that go across. And then like his chest muscle comes down that way, and the top of it will kind of join his shoulder, sort of there. So that's your general sort of shape for a chest muscle. And his like abs go down here. Right, you could have like rib cage sort of going that way. And his other chest muscle goes down here. Okay, so that's your general sort of shape for his body, and then side body goes down. Trapezius joins the chest and the shoulder, and then the other shoulder is quite stand out big, just going that way. Bicep goes down here, tricep comes out. And this t-shirt just comes around his like muscles on his arm. So this is like his bicep going down into his forearm. We'll go kind of like forearm or elbow just going down that way, and forearm gone off here. So then his back just sort of goes that way. And that's like black in there. So other shoulder muscle there, and the this arm comes up this way, right? So we got like his bicep kind of just connecting to his shoulder, his tricep underneath, and then the t-shirt sort of coming around those muscles there. So the forearm is kind of, sorry, I'm just trying to fix his chest here a bit. So forearm, kind of, it always reminds me, the shape sort of always reminds me of a bowling pin, right? So it's kind of round on the bottom and then gets narrower up to the wrist. So like the elbow is like here. It's kind of the bottom of the bowling pin, and then it goes up like this, right? Kind of like a bowling pin. It's the best shape. It's the one I always imagine when I'm drawing it anyway. So if you put a big round thing on that, it's kind of like a bowling pin. But then forearm has just a muscle line there. Hands, always difficult. So take your time. Just bring this up a bit more towards the wrist area. So the palm of his hand curves out up to there. You have a pinky here and then all the way back to the index, and we can't see the thumb. Now the easiest way I found to draw fingers, so we'll do two sections, two curved lines there, right? For the pinky. Comes around the top and then it curves back the opposite way, like up to the knuckle, and then back into the hand. Curve it up. There. There. Up. 2, 3 sort of segments, right? Because you usually have 2 knuckles in your finger. Sometimes you can draw it with 1 and then down. You could change it to 2 if you want it easier, but more accurate is 2 knuckles here, so 3 curved sections. And you do that again. So 1, 2, 3, depending on how straight they are, obviously. And then up here, 1, 2, 3. And so his index finger then like connects to the back of the hand back here. And go in behind this finger. And then it sort of just like comes out the top here. Okay, I think there's supposed to be a bit of a tear actually here on his, I'll add that, just like on his shoulder, sort of like a cut or something. It's just black, so it'll attach to the black t-shirt, and then we'll go with fire around the hand, or energy, or chakra or something. Smoke, maybe it's just smoke, as his hand sort of grows back. Should we see his thumb there? Not sure. I think we'll leave the thumb out. I think that's, I don't know if that's smoke or thumb. Maybe you could put his thumb there. But it could be the other side. I'm just trying to figure it out. Anyway, we'll go here. And then maybe we'll leave the thumb off. It'd just be easier for everyone. Ain't nobody got time for drawing thumbs. Because it looks okay without it, right? It's just me. And we'll go, because we could draw the thumb and then round the whole thing, so. Okay, I've seen that as smoke, and I've seen it as like blue sort of energy. I'm going to add some scratches on his face, beat him up a bit. Okie doke. Gojo. And come back. I don't know what to do. I have a big brain. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.